welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no things inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the corner. It is I, your girl C. How's your mama doing? How everybody doing? Okay, let's get to it. I had a topic request, and first things first, I love when y'all send me topics. The only thing is, certain topics I can't speak on, like divorce. I've had a lot of topics about divorce, but like, I ain't never been married, so how am I give you some advice on divorce? That ain't my ministry lane. I ain't gonna do something I don't know nothing about. But I got a topic request from an old friend. And she said, hey Candace, I don't know if you take topics from your viewers to discuss, but I have one that I'd love your take on. It's how to know when you're living for yourself. Basically, she says she's in a stage where she's over living for other people, working to make others happy. It's not that she's unhappy, it's just she doesn't want to do it anymore. Commitment was with friends, church, work. She wants to live for her. But what does that look like? She'd love to hear my 2 cents. I think it's something that we as women struggle with, because we wear so many hats. Not saying it's bad to wear a ton of hats, but how do we balance? How do we ensure that we're wearing these hats and that they aren't wearing us, you know? It's 2019. How do we walk into a ready to live for ourselves, no conditions, no restraints? And then she sent me a thing that says, you are under no obligation to be the same person you were a year, a month, or even 15 minutes ago. You have a right to grow, no apologies. So I think this is a dope topic to have, maybe a dope conversation to have, because I think I just started getting to the point where I started living for myself. As a PK kid, which she can relate to, you are placed in the box from the time your parents are pastors, right? You didn't take on the leadership role, but because your parents are pastors, you step into a role of ministry. You are looked at as preacher's daughter, so you have a certain aura about you. You have to act a certain way. You have to speak a certain way. Okay, so I was a preacher's kid and an officer's kid. Officers' kids have to really act a certain type of way. So I'm black, I'm an officer's kid, I'm a preacher's kid. There's all these different roles, right? And because there's so many different roles that I have to step into, I also wear a lot of hats. Okay, so because I was a PK kid, I sang on the praise team, the youth praise team, the teen choir. I danced in the dance ministry. I ushered when I had to usher. I took care of the kids in the nursery. I always was in something. I always was in something, right? Even in college, okay, so I get away from my parents. Now I'm over the choir. I do impact with Bible studies. I'm on SGA. I'm just doing all these different things, and I'm doing it because that's what I was conditioned or taught to do. I was always taught to serve in ministry. Like, that's what I was taught to do. Like, no matter where you are, no matter where you go, you always serve in ministry, okay? And so it wasn't until I got to the age of like 23, maybe 24, when I left the church and I was like, yeah, no. Because what'll happen is you'll be wearing all these hats and you'll be doing all these different things, and then you'll look up and 10 years down the line, you'll never be happy. I'm not saying don't serve in ministry. I'm not saying don't wear these different hats, but at some point you have to consider yourself, because everyone else does. And it's literally a choice. It's literally like, nah, it's learning to say no without an explanation. It's learning to get up and go without having to consider people. It's your space, your time, and you don't have to explain anything to anybody. So I love this newfound freedom that I have, and I don't ever plan to be bound again. So I'm quick to tell somebody, oh no, I can't do that. Well, what you got going on? None of your business. I just can't do it. At some point, right? If I don't look out, and I'm not saying it in a selfish way, like, and I'm not saying it in a way to be disobedient either, because if God tell you to do something, hey bro, do that. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you'll be overworked and run down, and you won't even pay attention. You'll just think it's the norm, and then at some point you want to quit it all because you haven't had that balance. It's literally a choice, and it's kind of a hard decision to make. Like, even with me, like, I be telling my mom, I ain't doing that. Because at some point, you know, you also, like, I love my parents. I love to make them proud, okay? Like, I love when my dad be like, hey, you're doing so great. I'm so proud of you. I'll be like, yeah, daddy, okay. And when my mom says, you know, you just made me so proud, I love hearing that, right? And so at one point, I did things because I loved their praise. Like, you know, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Out of all the kids in the family, I was the only one that wasn't doing this and wasn't doing that. And I kind of got like this I guess like praise made me feel a lot better. And so then at one point, I realized my siblings was having a time of their life, and I was like, I ain't living down here at all. Like, I'm just stuck. And so I had to get to the point where I wasn't trying to please my mom. I wasn't trying to please my dad. I was just trying to be me. And it's finding your lane and riding in your lane, basically. Even with the corner, there's some episodes my mom be like, I don't be here for that. I'd be like, good, it's not for you. All right, I love you. You just have to get to that point, like, you lived your life. You're living your life. These are your decisions, and there's consequences for your decisions. But at the end of the day, it's my decision. I got to make this choice like, hey, I'm going to take a step back. And nobody should make you feel bad for taking care of yourself. If they do, they're selfish. If you feel bad for taking care of yourself, for making yourself happy, for finding some joy in something else outside, they're selfish, period. It's a choice. A lot of women should learn to live for themselves, because you wear these hats as a wife, so you live for your man, and then you have kids, big-headed kids, so then you become a mom, and then you take care of them. So then at some point you forget about yourself. And if you're forgetting about yourself and you ain't married and you ain't got no kids, then baby, what is you gonna do when you see what I'm saying? You have to draw that line. You have to get to the point where you choose yourself and be like, look, I'm good, love, and joy. I love it. I absolutely love this freedom, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I could definitely learn to teach you how to say no, because, baby, that's my favorite word. I say no to church members. And no, not doing it. God bless you. I'm good, love, and joy. So I hope that sparked some of your discussion. I hope that answered your question. Ladies, get up in the comments and chat if you think something else. But for me, it's a choice, and you just got to learn to choose it. It's a hard decision to make, and you might lose some friends, and people might think you're selfish. But at the end of the day, baby, it's you. Who gonna take care of you? If you can't pour from an empty cup, right? So if you out here taking care of everybody else and your cup is empty, who gonna help you out? Nobody. So you gotta take care of yourself. Well, what do I know? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. All right, well, we'll be back in the corner. You did. You did.